Hey, what's going on? My name is Chat Lane. Welcome back to a brand new video here at the channel. There will be spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. I just want to point that out. Because this video, there will be spoilers. I'm not going to say how or when just yet. I'm going to give everyone enough time to click off. You've got 5 seconds to do so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. If you're still here, you must have seen the movie. Let me know what you guys thought about the film. I loved it. Seen it twice already. Very excited about that film. You know, cannot wait to watch it again at some other point. But we've got some exciting news. Chris Evans has addressed Captain America Return after the Deadpool and Wolverine cameo. So let's jump into the article. The man, the myth, or the legend. Warning, this post contains spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. Of course it does. Anyway, let's get on. After appearing as Johnny Storm in Deadpool and Wolverine, Chris Evans has addressed the possibility of returning as Captain America in the MCU. The Marvel veteran, who was last seen as Steve Rogers in Avengers Endgame, spoke to us, US Weekly, about what it would take for him to return as Captain America in future MCU movies. Taken on the face value, unfortunately, Evans' response to the question pours doubt on the idea that Marvel fans will see Captain America again in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars. Oh man, I don't know. I think, those were wonderful, wonderful times, and it's probably the dearest role to my heart. But, it might be better just to let those times be those times. While you could be forgiven for taking anything Evans says about a potential return with a grain of salt, given how unlikely his reappearance as Johnny Storm was, that doesn't sound positive. Here is his interview in full. So you can go to this article, watch the interview. It's by US Weekly. Chris Evans says returning as Johnny Storm was special. In the same interview with US Weekly, Evans spoke about his return as Johnny Storm, 17 years after Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer again, revealing that Ryan Reynolds was a key to his decision. It was so great. I loved that role. I have a lot of love in my heart for Johnny Storm, and so getting that call from Ryan, I mean, I would do anything for Ryan, but getting to yell "Flame on" again was just special. I really loved every second. It sounds a lot like Marvel Studios should consider giving Ryan Reynolds a seat at the top of the table for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, leveraging his ability to convince talent to sign on. Both Wesley Snipes and Channing Tatum have publicly credited him with convincing them. If he's done it once for Evans, why not let him try again? Previously, Evans told Entertainment Weekly that Reynolds might not have been the only person he would have agreed to return to the MCU for. I was so excited. Ryan's a buddy. He just shot me a text saying, listen, might be a long shot, but would you have an interest in reprising something from 20 years ago? I said, oh my God, of course. Honestly, Ryan might be the only guy that I would have done it for because he's just got the Midas touch. His self-awareness makes him more almost invincible. He makes the jokes before the audience gets a chance to make the joke. So if you're going to revisit a character and you have to find a way to make it work, Ryan's humor makes just about everything work, so you feel an automatic sense of safety. Do you know what? I think Chris Evans will return to the MCU as Captain America. Actually, no, not as Captain America. Let me explain. He'll return as Steve Rogers. People going, oh, can he return as Captain America? Captain America will be in Avengers Doomsday. Captain America is now Sam Wilson. Steve Rogers will be in Avengers Doomsday and or Secret Wars. I'm sure of it. And the reason why I'm sure of it is because Evans, believe it or not, says that he won't come back. But if you've got people like Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., Jeremy Renner coming back, he may sit there and go, you know what? Let's jump back into the saddle once again. I'm going to talk to Marvel about a different type of role, so I'm not suiting up. And Marvel probably doesn't want him to suit up as Captain America. But let's see what we can do. There was rumours years ago about a spin-off TV show with him being Cap returning the Infinity Stones. That never came to be. However, I do think that him being in Avengers Doomsday is possible. I've been reading a lot of comics as of lately, The Road to Axis being one of them. And Captain America in that series isn't Steve Rogers. He's older. He's much more wiser. He's that old guy that we saw in Endgame. So if they were to go back in time, if they were to go back to him and be like, look, this is our idea. We're doing this with Downey. Chris is returning. Ruffalo's returning. Renner's returning. The only one I don't think will return is Scarlett Johansson. Maybe she is. Maybe she is. But I'm just not sure. And I don't want to stand here and go, oh, she's returning. We're going, no, she's not. But if you've got most of the main original Avengers returning, you've got them coming back. Even though Robert Downey Jr. is not playing Iron Man, but if you've got them back, wouldn't you go to Chris Evans and be like, look, Chris is in, Ruffalo's in, Downey's in, Renner's in, come back and play this older role. You'll be in charge. You will be the Nick Fury of the MCU for this movie. I think he'd say yes. Honestly, I think he would. Chris Evans loved his time in the franchise. He said that. He stated that publicly in that article. But does he want to go back into that playground and play with certain, go back into that and try and relive their memories? Or recreate memories that won't be the same? Well, it will be, because they're all back. I think Chris has already been approached. Because these articles and this stuff that's coming out was all taken from Comic-Con or around Comic-Con's time. And Chris probably knew that Downey was returning because Kevin Feige and Downey probably told him. When he was doing interviews for Deadpool and Wolverine, once it was revealed he was Johnny Storm and he was back, they probably sat with him and said, look, Downey's returning. Would you be willing to? And he probably went, let's get the band back together. I can see the soft reboot being this. Chris Evans will take on the Nick Fury role in the reboot. Robert Downey Jr. will return as Iron Man, but as infamous Iron Man. And that's how the story will continue. I'm 100% sure that Chris Evans will be returning because everybody else is. Maybe I'm wrong. But if I'm wrong, sue me. I'm honestly, I'm so pumped just to see whether or not Chris Evans is returning. Just too much excitement on that forefront of being like, yep, come on. I want Chris Evans back, baby. I want to do, I want the next Avengers film to have all the original cast and they're fighting Robert Downey Jr., their friend. That could be fun. With that being said, I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now. And always stay cinematic.